10, the Vice President of the United States took the stage in Oxford, Mississippi tonight. His appearance comes as Turning Point USA makes a stop on its American comeback tour following the death of one of its founders, Charlie Kirk.
It was only a 3-second hug, but it didn't look ordinary. When Erika Kirk ran her hand through JD Vance's hair at the Republican National Convention, viewers immediately felt something intimate, something that didn't match the stage, the moment, or the roles they played. Before the hug that would ignite social media firestorms, Erika Kirk and JD Vance were already familiar faces to each other. Erika Kirk, widow of conservative commentator Charlie Kirk, had a significant presence in Christian leadership and conservative advocacy circles. She founded and led faith-based initiatives that promoted women's leadership, community engagement, and activism. Her charisma and public visibility in political spaces often put her in the proximity of high-profile political figures, including J.D. Vance, the U.S. Senator from Ohio, best known for his memoir Hillbilly Elegy. J.D. Vance's national prominence was built on a mix of personal narrative, media attention, and political ambition. His story of overcoming economic hardship in Appalachia, serving in the Marines, and rising to a position of influence resonated deeply with a broad segment of the American public. It was a narrative of resilience and determination, which he leveraged to establish himself as a serious voice in conservative politics. Erika and JD crossed paths multiple times. They attended panels together, participated in advocacy projects, and were often photographed in professional settings. Observers frequently noted a particular warmth in their interactions, soft smiles, extended eye contact, and a natural ease in their body language. Gentle touches during group photos or handshakes lingered just a fraction longer than expected. At the time, nothing about these interactions suggested scandal. Professional networks often foster closeness, especially in circles where collaboration and mentorship are central. Yet these repeated interactions would later be dissected and reinterpreted, forming the context for the viral hug that would come to dominate public discussion. It is crucial to understand this foundation. The familiarity and warmth between Erika and JD were real, public, and innocuous, yet visible enough to fuel speculation once a single gesture went viral. The Republican National Convention became the stage for the moment that would capture national attention. After delivering a keynote speech, J.D. Vance was approached backstage by Erika Kirk. Cameras captured a brief embrace, just a hug lasting only a few seconds, yet the clip immediately drew attention.
To a roaring crowd, Vice President J.D. Vance embraced Erika Kirk.
What set the hug apart was subtle but unmistakable. Erika's hand moved to the back of JD's head, brushing through his hair. Analysts of body language quickly noted that this gesture is generally considered intimate. A hand through hair is not typically part of a casual professional greeting. Combined with relaxed posture and unguarded facial expressions, the hug conveyed a level of familiarity uncommon in political circles. The clip spread rapidly across social media platforms. TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and comment sections exploded with debate.
Did you notice Erika Kirk's gesture when she embraced J.D. Vance? No one realized that Erika Kirk had completely replaced use of Vance in just 3 steps.
Among the flood of reactions, one tweet stood out, quickly going viral, saying, "Erika Kirk and J.D. Vance literally fondling on stage. This is disgusting. This isn't how you hug a friend. This is intimate and weird, and comes seconds after Vance says he wants his wife to become Christian. What Christian values are on show here?" To some, it was merely a compassionate, supportive gesture. To others, it carried undertones of emotional closeness that seemed too intimate for a political event. The reaction escalated because of the personal context. Erika had recently lost her husband, Charlie Kirk, while JD was publicly married and regarded as a family man. This brief embrace suddenly became a flashpoint, prompting discussions about emotional boundaries, decorum, and personal space in public life. Body language experts also weighed in. They noted that physical gestures, even subtle ones, communicate meaning. A hand through hair, a gentle squeeze, a lingering smile, these are signals of emotional closeness that can be interpreted as support, comfort, or, to the discerning eye, something more personal. Crucially, no evidence of an affair or romantic relationship exists.
That in moments of comfort, her hand might have the reflex of going up there to fully embrace someone. All the while, I also do want to mention this, not everyone will agree that the way women behave with female friends is acceptable for women to behave with male friends or acquaintances.
The hug occurred at a high-profile political event, immediately after a speech meant to reinforce JD's image. Public perception collided with narrative framing. A single, intimate gesture, captured in full view of millions, became a story that overshadowed the content of the speech itself. The hug, simple as it was, became symbolic, a catalyst for a broader conversation about human connection, public roles, and scrutiny in political life. Once the hug clip went viral, the public response was swift and intense. Social media erupted. Some defended Erika as warm and empathetic, while others criticized the gesture as overly familiar for a political environment. Debate raged on Twitter, with some tweets praising Erika's warmth and empathy. There's a lot of controversy over this hug between Erika Kirk and JD Vance. Imagine being outraged over a 2.5-second hug between friends. Help me understand. While others slam gestures as too intimate for a political environment. Is this the turning point for Erika Kirk? Looks like the grieving widow has moved on. That's more than a friendly hug. That's an intimate embrace. Will Yusha Vance send JD to the confessional? Analysts and viewers dissected every micro-expression, every subtle movement, searching for hidden meaning. Reviewing past interactions amplified the story. Observers noted repeated instances of subtle gestures, extended eye contact, light touches on the arm, attentive listening during panels, and casual moments during public photographs. Individually, these were normal professional behaviors. JD Vance's team responded quickly. Advisors emphasized family-oriented imagery and controlled appearances, reducing soft moment photos or public gestures that might be misinterpreted. Erika Kirk stepped back from social media, likely to avoid escalating speculation. The brief hug became symbolic, a demonstration of how emotional gestures are scrutinized, amplified, and analyzed in public life. This incident highlights a critical principle. In politics, perception often outweighs intent. Small gestures, a touch, a hug, a smile, can dominate narratives, shape reputations, and redefine public understanding. Emotional signals, even when entirely innocent, can become narratives of their own. The hug also fueled broader debates on gender, touch, and professional boundaries. Observers questioned how emotional closeness is expressed in public spaces, particularly for high-profile figures. Every glance, touch, and gesture can be magnified and interpreted in ways that surpass the original intent. It is important to clarify, Erika Kirk and JD Vance did not engage in any illicit or romantic behavior. The power of the moment lay in how it appeared, how it resonated with viewers emotionally, and how public interpretation shaped a narrative of closeness and human warmth. Social media, in particular, amplified the story exponentially. Clips were slowed down, paused on key gestures, and circulated with commentary. Analysts debated context, timing, and body language. News outlets reported the story repeatedly, often framing it as an example of emotional connection clashing with public decorum. Within hours, what might have been a private, human interaction had become a cultural moment. JD Vance, who built a public persona emphasizing family, faith, and integrity, faced a scenario where perception threatened to overshadow reality. Erika Kirk, despite being a respected advocate and public figure, became the subject of scrutiny and speculation. The incident underscores the delicate balance between human interaction and public perception in political life. Ultimately, the hug reminds us of a broader truth. Emotional gestures, even when entirely innocent, can have consequences in a world where every action is analyzed, recorded, and interpreted. Small moments of warmth can shape narratives, influence reputations, and spark debates about boundaries, intent, and propriety.
3 seconds, one hand, a hug that captured the nation's attention. Erika Kirk and JD Vance did nothing wrong. There is no evidence of infidelity, no secret affair, nothing behind closed doors. What made it explosive was how it looked, how it felt to watch, and how millions interpreted a fleeting gesture. Warm, familiar, intimate, yet entirely human. In public life, appearances carry enormous weight. A single touch, a smile, or a hug can dominate headlines, reshape reputations, and spark national conversation. The hug between Erika Kirk and JD Vance reminds us that emotional closeness, even when innocent, can be powerful. And sometimes, perception becomes reality. 3 seconds was enough to spark a storm, and the story will be remembered not for what happened, but for what it looked like. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more behind the headlines drama, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a story that everyone's talking about.